Gordon, good afternoon. How do you feel in terms of the confidence that your players have going into this one, first of all?
Looking at their training, they're just enjoying training. How confident they are, it's entirely up to them. We can all talk a good game before it, you'll soon find out how confident they are. But in terms, if you say, well, how hard have they worked, can they get any more? Concentration, can they get any more? Application, can't get any more. Through all sorts of weather this week, they've handled it well with a smile, and at times they've done beyond the call of duty, which when you set out the training schedule and they want to do more, that's fantastic.
In terms of smiles, how is Kieran Tierney's with his mouth guard? How's he found dealing with that?
I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. He just gets on with life, and I think he's relishing every game. At this moment, life's fantastic for him, and as I say, when you see him on the off the training ground, he's got a wonderful smile, and he's a good kid. But that smile has to be looked after during the training session, that's for sure. But I don't think he's a smiler during the training sessions either. I think he's somebody who wants to get on with it and win every tackle he goes in for. It
won't affect his communication on the pitch, I guess, with his fellow players, though.
We're Scottish, we don't communicate, we just telepathic.
In terms of...
To be fair, out in Hampden, it's sometimes you just don't even hear the guy next to you because of the noise, so sometimes it's just kind of signals.
That's a fair point. In terms of how you want your team to line up, and you've been, in terms of your formation, you've been pretty tried and tested during your time here. Have you got a mind to change things?
Well, it's tried and tested in terms of when people set it up and go, you do that on the screens. We give people freedom to wander and do their own thing at times. It's not set in stone which way you attack and which way you defend. Well, defend is actually quite easy. It's when you attack you give them freedom. So we hope we can do that tomorrow. We're looking forward to doing that tomorrow, having freedom in our play and being brave on the ball. And that determines how you play, really, and where the space is. Where the space is determines where you want to play. If the space is not there, you're going to play somewhere else.
Do you feel that if you have the options to go three at the back if you wanted to do that, or more bodies up front?
Depends. And people say you're playing with one striker, but you can play two of them, getting past them. People thinking, oh, he's only playing with one striker. Sometimes you play with three and two of them are wide. And people go, oh, it's only one striker. Oh, well, there's two wide as well, so that makes three. And when we had Naismith and Maloney, they were strikers rather than midfield players playing wide. So, again, it's all about us having the ball, then we determine where the weaknesses are in play.
You've been very positive about the performance that you thought they put in at Wembley, despite the result. With that in mind, are you inclined maybe not to change too much, I guess?
I must take a lot of the things that we did there, must take them on board. It was encouraging. Must take them on board. What we have in our group is enthusiasm, fitness, determination, so we must use that. Then within that, we have to relax when we have the ball and have no fear when we have the ball. You have a fear when you've not got the ball of getting beat.
In terms of your team talk tomorrow, is it one where you might have to calm the players down a bit rather than rouse them?
Rouse them. You never know with a team talk. It's not a sort of team talk, the last team talk or something like that. It's something you don't plan in advance. You feel it. You feel the atmosphere. And then you have to take it from there. So there's nothing planned in Churchillian speech in my back of my mind at the moment. Something kind of materialises. And that's when you become a sports psychologist. And again, the best one in the world being sports psychologist was Alex Ferguson. I'm sure he never planned some of these team talks well in advance. I'm convinced he never.
It's not a case then you feel you might have to just rein in the enthusiasm, the excitement?
I think the modern game, we talked about the other day, there was that get into them kind of theory, that system, they get right into them, which a lot of people in Scotland are desperate for us to do when I meet them as I go about. But they get into them theory, died with the back pass rule, tackling from behind, better pitches. So that weapon that Scotland had years ago where get into them was well and truly used. It's not used as much now because you can't do that. You have to think your way through games and interceptions and being brave on the ball. So I wish we could use to get into them theory, but can't use that anymore.
Is this a fixture that's perhaps made for a player like Scott Brown and the energy he brings to this kind of game?
I think it's made for, the game is there to be enjoyed, savoured, and as I said to you, the enthusiasm the players have had and the time they put in this week is, they're ready for the game, physically and mentally, they're ready for the game. And we have real assets in our team, and we have real assets as a group, and it's got to be well used tomorrow. We've got to use what we're good at.
Gordon, Harry Kane likely to play tomorrow. Have you been listening to any of the things he's been saying, talking about perhaps looking to score 3 goals in this game and then 2 against France to boost his goal scoring average? Perhaps a wee bit overconfident going into the game?
Big fan of Harry Kane. Big fan. So he used to work at ITV when in the Europa League 4 years ago, and I shouldn't say that in front of Skycam, I should have. But I did, and that period of time when he was coming as sub, I thought he deserved. I thought he brought a lot to Spurs. Enthusiasm, ability, pride in what he was doing. So I've been a big fan of Harry Kane for a long time, and we pushed to get him in the Spurs side when we were doing our pundit sort of thing. And I'm sure that Harry Kane has a lot of confidence in himself, which he should have. But you need to understand that he's trying his best to score goals. I'm sure he didn't say that I'm going to score a hat-trick against Scotland. He's clever enough boy not to do that. And he has far more respect for the teams he's playing against than that. So at this moment in time, there's a lot of things going on. I'll do something here and I'll talk away. Hopefully I've protected everybody. But when I wake up in the morning, I'm sure I've shot myself in the foot somewhere.
He will be a threat to Scotland's defence, though, won't he? One would imagine. Harry Kane, how do you go about nullifying him?
Well, if you keep the ball more than them, then that's one way of doing it. If you have the ball at the other end, then their attacking players have less chance of scoring.
The 3 goals at Wembley all came from headers. I was actually watching on a website, Vauxhall very kindly put up some England training shots, and they were working a lot on cross balls and both defending headers and attacking headers.
Well, to be fair, I think if you went into any training session in the world, you'd probably find that as the same.
But that's where they get all their goals at Wembley. Would you expect a strong aerial threat from them?
Well, I think they've got a good variation to play. You should be ready for anything that comes in. Anything that comes your way. I love a team that's got a lot of variation. That's what we try to do. We know of giving the players as much information as they can. And if you don't allow the crosses, then can it be headers?
Did you see England were enjoying a boot camp earlier in the week? It was all over the papers. Is that something you've maybe considered for Scotland?
Yeah, somebody told me that a wee while ago, that, and people still don't believe this. I never pick up a paper or watch a television program, so I've not got a clue what they've been doing. I'm sure they enjoyed themselves. They went to boot camp. Did they go with the army, yeah?
It was the Royal Marines.
Yeah. And we got the Tartan Army anyway, so we've used them. So we'll get together with them and see what we can do.
Okay, any more questions?
Now this is a new face.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm very good.
Good. I'm just wondering...
I recognise the voice.
I'm just wondering, Gordon, where would you say that England carry the greatest threat to you? And also, where would you say you carry the greatest threat to them?
Well, I really don't think I should be speaking about their greatest threat is. They've got good players. Again, they can only be a threat if they've got more of the ball than us. You know, if they've got a lot of possession and good possession and time to get their head up, then they'll be a threat to anybody. Our job is to make sure that the passes that they want to play are not there. The areas they want to play in are not there. And we'll try that because it could come from anywhere. It's a rounded team. It's a real rounded team, England, so they don't have to rely on one player or 2 players. There's teams like that in the world with world-class players that rely on that. There's tremendous players on their side. And So there's a good variation there, so you don't know where it's coming from, but if you can stop the passes going forward, stop the crosses going in, and fill in the spaces they want to play in. Again, that would help if we have a lot of the ball and good possession of the ball. That's what we'll do. If we can take them up that end, then there's less chance of being a problem down that end. So when we get the ball, we've got people that can definitely hurt anybody. So and we've got legs, we've got enthusiasm, we've got vision, so we'll be fine with that.
So the potential threat to them is you having lots of the ball.
I wouldn't say we might have lots of the ball, but the more we have it, the less they've got it. And the less they've got it, then the less chances they've got to make. The game's quite simple, actually, but we make it very difficult at times. But it's simple, it really is simple. And then when you have to get in these, it's just you have to defend well.
Gordon, just one more, if I can. Totally different tack, Gordon. Did you pay any attention to the election, or did you? Is that not your cup of tea?
When was that one? All right. Okay, yo, come on, you might as well. You're Sky. You get another question. Go on.
All right. No,
you're playing fortunes. Hurry up.
I just wanted to pick up on something Charlie Mulgrew said a couple of days ago. He was comparing the Celtic win over Barcelona a couple of years ago and how he feels, having been involved in that could be a comparison for some of the Scotland players to use in terms of the odds you're up against. Do you feel that?
I don't think we're up.
It's not a big.
I don't think we're that. It's that far a gap. No, I don't. I really don't.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good one. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a good night.